Hey guys, Austin here. So I want to talk about beard dyes and beard color, because although they sound synonymous, they are most definitely not the same thing. Both beard dyes and beard color have their respective pros and cons. So today we're going to dive into these pros and cons to determine which product is right for you and whether there is a product out there that may be better. So let's jump right into it, starting with beard dyes. Now, beard dyes have been a common form of coloring patchy and gray beards for many years, and there are some notable advantages to beard dye products. Firstly, the product is permanent, or at least semi-permanent, and can last for up to 2 weeks. Now, this is going to be a big deal when we talk about the differences between beard dye and beard color. So men who may not like to reapply their color on a daily basis or something like that may stray towards beard dyes. And beard dyes are also the preferred choice for men with longer beards because it's easier to coat as much of that beard at once with a beard dye as opposed to a beard color. However, after interviewing a lot of men who use beard dyes and beard color, there are a few drawbacks that come with using beard dyes. Generally, even with the most advanced beard dye formula out there, it takes a long time to apply, and you have to usually use gloves, and you have to mix harsh chemicals together like ammonia and PPD, and people can be sensitive to these chemicals, and they're not approved for use on skin and only for your hair, but it's like almost impossible to get the solution only in your hair without touching your skin, and especially in sensitive areas around your mouth, there are kind of a lot of problems that come into play with beard dyes. Not to mention you have to rinse off the chemicals after applying them, and they kind of give you an almost unnaturally perfect look. There's actually a term for it that is often used in the beard coloring marketplace called the shoe polish beard, or essentially a beard in which every strand of hair is exactly the same color, which looks unnatural. Because if you take a close-up good look at your beard, and this is pretty much true for almost every beard out there, you'll notice that not every hair in your beard is the same color. There's a natural diversity there. For example, my beard has a lot of brown and red hair in it, and dyeing it all a single color kind of just leaves it looking almost unnaturally perfect. And dyes also have led to a lot of allergic reactions in men who may have sensitive skin or are sensitive to certain chemicals that are common in beard and hair dyes. So to kind of summarize up the pros and cons of beard dyes, the pros are that it's pretty long lasting and actually permanently dyes your hair, which may be a good or bad thing depending on if you like the way it looks after you dye it. It's going to be water and sweat resistant, and it'll be comfortable to wear because it'll just feel like your hair. However, the cons are that it can possibly stain things, it can cause allergic reactions in your skin, it's kind of time consuming and a messy application considering some of the competition in terms of beard colors that we're going to talk about later, and generally it just doesn't look too realistic. Alright, so now we're going to talk about temporary beard color. And you may never have heard of temporary beard color before because it's been relatively new, but generally because beard dyes are so prominent in the marketplace and that's what everyone thinks of when they think of beard color, that usually don't discover temporary beard color. Now, it's important to note that all dyes typically do the same thing, which is to say they use chemicals to penetrate the hair follicles and actually stain the hair from the inside. Beard colors, on the other hand, work very, very differently. Because there are so many different variations of beard coloring solutions out there, and they don't all follow the same exact formula that beard dyes use, then we can only really speak for the one beard coloring that we know everything about, and that's because we make it. And that is Volt Instant Beard Color. So just keep in mind that throughout the rest, when we're talking about beard coloring, we're talking really about Volt because that's what we can reference everything to in relation to beard dyes. So how does temporary beard color really work? Well, temporary, or also called dye-free beard colors, work not by penetrating the hair itself and staining from the inside, but instead coating and tinting the hair from the outside. You're essentially surrounding the hair itself with color. And one of the benefits of doing so, as you may have already thought about, is that coating the hair itself actually causes the hair to feel and appear thicker and fuller. So dye-free beard color such as Volt actually dries to a sweat and water resistant finish. This is because of the natural ingredients it contains, such as shellac. And unlike beard dyes, beard color itself has a super quick application time. You don't have to wait for like 30 minutes to mix the ingredients, put on the gloves, apply it, wait for however long you need to for the color to stain your beard, and then have to go wash it out. Volt Instant Beard Color is called instant because it literally is instant. You brush it on, and the moment you brush it on, you'll be able to tell how that color looks immediately. There's also no washing afterwards, which means that you can do it pretty much anywhere. You can do it in your car, you can do it like on the way walking into work, anywhere you can think of. In other words, you can essentially apply a full coloring to your beard in like less than a minute. Now, another inherent advantage of beard color, temporary beard color, as opposed to beard dyes, is that because it's all natural, because it doesn't contain any of the harsh chemicals, it's much more natural, and you can actually apply it on your skin as well as onto the hair itself. So it's hypoallergenic, meaning it's not going to cause an allergic reaction. You can apply it on the skin in order to cover up really patchy areas of your beard and cause the hair and essentially the color to look naturally even. This is why a lot of people, especially like teens or young adults who are just having trouble growing a full beard because maybe they have some patches in certain areas, like to use Volt because they can fill in those patches with a color that looks natural compared to the color they have on the rest of their hair. And because Volt Instant Beard Color is applied with a brush, and not a solution or a paste like beard dyes are, you can actually choose where the color goes. And that brings me to my next point about why Volt is, in my opinion, a cool solution, because it's much more realistic looking. You can choose where the color goes, you can choose how opaque you want the color to be, which means if you want to rock salt and pepper, you don't have to buy the salt and pepper color like a beard dye. You can just lightly apply the solution and lightly color it and still allow a lot of those grays to show through. Or if you apply it a little heavier, you can go full color and it'll look completely natural because you get the natural diversity of your beard hair along with the color. Now, Volt specifically is enriched with argan oil and vitamin A, and so it also delivers the health benefits and moisturization to your hair and skin that allows your hair to feel comfortable even after applying the color. And for a shorter to medium length beard, medium length being like a beard with individual hairs no longer than maybe 1 inch or so, then Volt actually has up to like 35 applications in this single tube, which means you don't really have to go a day out of the month or so without your beard looking good and the color and everything like that. So to just wrap everything up, we're gonna go over now the pros and cons of the beard color, the temporary beard color, as opposed to the beard dyes. So what are some of the pros of the temporary beard color like I mentioned earlier? The first one is going to be the fast application. Like I said, you can apply it a full beard of color in under a minute. And you can do that pretty much anywhere. Which means it's easy maintenance and you can touch up the color where you need it. Essentially that one vial of Volt is all you need. It also gives you a much more realistic look simply because you can choose the opacity, you can choose where the color goes, and you're not having to sacrifice essentially the natural diversity of your beard hair. And it can be applied to your skin to actually fill patches where there may not even be hair in the first place. So now then, what are the cons of temporary beard color? Generally, the only con of temporary beard color is that the color doesn't last as long as beard dyes. Beard dyes last up to 2 weeks before you have to like reapply it so that your roots don't show through. And the only other con is you have to apply it almost every day, which, given how quick it takes to apply, really doesn't bother me personally, but I can see how someone who just wants a one and done solution, something they don't have to worry about for a long time, may not be for them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video. We've got tons of other videos on how Volt Instant Beard Color works, how it applies, the kind of results that you can get with it. We give even like demonstrations of how to apply it to different beards and stuff like that. So if you're curious about those, head down in the description or just check out Volt's channel. So make sure to subscribe there if you want those cool videos. Hit the like button if you learned something here today, and let us know in the comment section whether you prefer beard dyes or instant beard color. So thank you guys so much for watching. I've been Austin from Volt Life Proof Grooming, and I will see you in the next video.